So, now let's do this. I'm in the airport in Vienna, about to start the biggest adventure of my life yet. Behind the security controls at the gate. Let's see where the future will bring me. I gonna take a small vlog. Let's see how it goes. I don't really want to do this, so I will keep it short, but it might be worth for the future to remember. So there it is. Let's start.
Tomorrow.
Well, I just noticed that I have not even told you where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to Japan and Tokyo this time, but I'm currently in Peking with a stopover, and I'm right now in the transfer zone and on my search for my correct flight because it is not announced on the panels with all the other flights. So wish me luck. Quick update, I found the gate, which is nice. The mistake was, of course, in the user. Boarding time and departure time is not the same. And also they use two different kinds of flight number, which is strange, but okay. I don't know. Anyway, we are here, we're waiting for the flight, and then we will see where the journey will take us. So, update time. Yesterday I've been a little bit tired after the long flight, and I reached the apartment very well after not reading properly the first train information and going into the right direction first, and then at some station the train just changed direction, so I went the wrong way. Afterwards, I found the correct way, and then I met two colleagues from work, and we are here in a very nice apartment. I will show you in the next day, or in maybe in two, let's see. And then in the evening we went out, found a vegetarian restaurant, and had a nice dinner and a nice little walk after the long hours of sitting and waiting in the airports. And today there was already a lot of program. First on the list was getting breakfast outside, which was very delicious. And then we went to the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building, where you have view platforms, sightseeing platforms in the top levels. And we went to the South Tower, and I enjoyed the views a little bit. And then in the second floor there was a tourist information with a bookstore somewhat, and there are those booklets where you can stamp, and we don't have a stamp in the booklet but from the tower itself, and now we are on a hunt to get more and more of those stamps. Then we went to the Meiji shrine, which was very impressive, very nice, very beautiful. Afterwards to the park, the Yoyogi, which was very much under construction, so not very enjoyable. And at this time it was already noon, very, very hot, very moist also. It's really tropical weather. Here also temperatures above 30 degrees, so yes, quite a little bit of a burden. And afterwards we went to Shibuya, to the crossing, to a few of the department stores. Very crazy, funky clothes selections some of them have. And after that we were all a little bit exhausted, so we went for another coffee shop. I had some matcha iced latte and a sandwich. And right next to it was the building where it was supposedly a museum. We found a museum, and usually it exhibits 47 items from all the 47 prefectures with what they think is a very well designed, perfect shroom, for example, or the perfect salt and pepper dispenser. Sadly, though, they did not have that today, only their magazines and a review of the magazines they did in the last 25 years. But they had some other interesting things that they probably displayed early on. And after that, we went to Tokyo Tower, which was very impressive, maybe even more impressive than the Eiffel Tower. And it was in the best colors, red and white. And right next to it was a Buddhist temple, which we visited. And after a small rest in the park right next to it, we went for another round of shopping, and then we entered a vegan restaurant and had gyoza, and then we went home. And now it's 10 o'clock almost. It gets very dark here very soon, which I did not think. So, update. We have been at a karaoke bar after a very long day of first a shopping street, then two temples, then a shopping center, a plaza, the gay district, Golden Guy, which is some kind of party drinking district, and of not visiting a bar a colleague suggested to us because it was a little bit short in time for meeting the other people we went for at the karaoke bar, and after that we went home. But it's now midnight and I'm looking for the next day. Okay, update for day 3 in Tokyo. We went for a very nice breakfast in the hood. And after that, we went to Akihabara, which is the cosplay quarter of Tokyo, kind of. A lot of stores with very useless stuff, in my opinion. Cards, action figures, um, and some very strange memorabilia, and also some mangas and whatever. But very interesting to see that so many people are actually into that, and actually, if they find it nice, that's okay for me. After that, we went to Nihonbashi, which is a fairly modern district and also the center of all the road measurement from back then. So this is the center of Japan, basically. And then we went to Tokyo Central Station, which is very, very busy and very difficult to navigate. Then after that, close to by is the Emperor's Palace, which you cannot visit, sadly, but from the outside it looks fairly quiet, fairly um, very nice. And then we went to Ginza, if I remember correctly, and went for the advertising museum, which is free and which had a very interesting small collection about the history of advertising and also the history advertising in Japan. And after that, we went at the art installation, which was very long queue actually in front, and only you had to buy the tickets in advance. But it was mind-boggling, especially the water installation they had, which we entered first. I did not film because, well, it was prohibited actually. Some others did not care, um, but I followed the rules. And it was playing with your mind, with your senses, and it's very recommendable. And after that, we had very good ramen just at that site, vegan ramen. And after that, a small look at the waterfront, a view to the skyscrapers and towers, and then we went home. Hello, I'm here in the Edo Tokyo Museum because above me is the main exhibition hall and below me is a special exhibition hall. And today is a little bit of a more chilled day. I'm solo today, and now it's already 2 o'clock. I've been in here for 3 hours, half an hour in the queue, and now it's time to get some food. So, update for today. In the morning we did laundry, which was very nice, but also very tropical when we arrived back. Then we had breakfast outside, and at 10 a chopsticks crafting or woodworking workshop where we created our own chopsticks. I chose Heber wood, which smells very aromatic. So basically, you cut it into a slated shape from two sides and then round it off with some sanding paper. This for this wood. And then, if everything is the way you want it to, then you oil it and leave that soaking a little bit. Afterwards, we went to Ueno Park, which is a cultural heart of Tokyo, and to the bordering quarters of Yanesen, which are actually three smaller quarters. And then we rushed to go to the Tokyo Skytree, where we booked tickets to go up, actually only for half an hour, but I think we stayed a little bit longer. Made a few photos, got a stamp in our stamp collection pass, and then we went onwards to Senzu-ji, a shrine, a big temple relatively close by. And after that, we had a very amazing dinner, very early actually, because tomorrow we're gonna go to Kyoto, and it was a delicious vegan dinner. It was a lotus root burger patty that I got with some salad and rice and a soup and kind of a menu, and also a very mediocre free beer and that menu included. And then we went home, we got a few breakfast supplies for tomorrow, and then um, packed our luggage. So basically, tomorrow at 7 we can leave with the Shinkansen to Kyoto.